call to
All
order.
right, call the meeting to order. Well, it's actually a little early, but we're usually late, so we'll take it. Adjustments to the agenda this evening?
I have none, except I know that the Chicago Cubs are playing.
Motion to accept the board meeting agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Oh, this is gonna be quick. Recognitions this evening?
I have none.
Consideration of board minutes, regular board meeting, October 11th, 2016.
So moved. Second.
Changes, corrections? All those in favor? Consent agenda minutes, Finance Committee meeting, October 11th. Personnel Committee meeting minutes, October 11th. Take them both at once.
So moved. Second.
Corrections, changes? All those in favor? Presentations this evening?
We do have some seniors here, but we'll do that under new business, because that's where it's located.
Public participation, anybody from the public wish to address the board at this time? Seeing none, report from the superintendent.
I do have a couple things. I gotta see if I can use mine. I just received an email less than 2 hours ago from Marianne DeRaps, the principal of the Searsport District Middle and High School, to let you know that Searsport District Middle School and Searsport District High School both received $1,000 checks from the Maine Community Foundation that will allow us to enhance the students' educational experience at both the middle school and the high school. So congratulations on that.
Great.
Very good.
Last meeting, you asked with regards to the Camp Kiev trip. I do want you to know that remember the learning results standards and the learning outcomes were not filled in, but you wanted to have them come back. Under the learning results, what we're looking at is both the physical education and health, and under personal and social instructions demonstrate self-respect and consideration of others while meeting the wellness and problem solving and the challenges, and also under health promotion, risk reduction, and under communication skills, dealing with making decisions on different problem setting aspects. So that's the trip down to Camp Kiev, which is coming up in another couple weeks. You should have received, both in your packet and also George passed out, the Maine Ocean School is having what's being referred to as the launch on November 5th at Searsport District High School, the cafetorium, from 8:30 to 11, and that will be presenting where the Maine Ocean School will presenting their curriculum, admission requirements, and some other items. And if you're interested, please be there. We had a meeting last Thursday of the support staff and their MEA representative and the board negotiating team, and we'll be meeting again on November 17th. And I need to schedule a policy committee meeting. I'd like to do that on November 10th. There'll be a list of policies that we'll be going over, both the computer and internet, both student and staff, and also, if you remember from the last board meeting, 3 policies were sent to the administrative team, which in turn was to bring back recommendations to the policy committee, and the administrative team met last week, and we do have the policies ready for the policy committee, and that's JICH, which is the drug and alcohol use by students, JBA, the transgender student guidelines, and we're also bringing at that time the athletic and the co-curricular handbook, especially with its connection with JICH. So that'll be on November 10th at 6 PM. And that is my report.
Thank you. Committee reports, I believe you just touched based on the only committee that's met, correct?
Right, negotiation.
Moving on to old business, second reading of the following policies. A, EEA, Student Transportation Employee Requirements, Training and Responsibilities. This is the second reading, made no adjustments from the first reading, correct?
That is correct.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor? Thank you. B, EEA, EAAR, Drug and Alcohol Testing of School Bus Drivers Administrative Procedures.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor? C, JK, Student Discipline.
So
Some
moved.
changes.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor? D, GBEBB, Staff Conduct with Students.
No changes.
So moved.
Second.
Questions? All those in favor? Moving on to 11.2, Middle School, High School Schedule Follow-Up.
Mr. Cosmano and I met the next day, and we went over some of the questions with regards that had come up. Probably one of the better conversations that is going on both at the administrative level, but more importantly, at the student level and at the staff level, is that the schedule is being looked at. And the concerns about looking at the middle and high school schedule, trying to bring them together, the use of staff, and meeting the standards have all been brought up now with the scheduling committee, and we'll have a much more detailed report during the year.
Any questions? Moving on to new business, consideration approve request by the senior class to change the date of graduation.
Hi, I'm Paige Ireland. I'm the Vice President of the Senior Class of 2017, and we are asking permission to change the date from June 11th to June 10th at 1 p.m., and that's a Saturday instead of a Sunday. We believe that this will help people so they won't miss church, and also Belfast's graduation is also on Sunday, so we would be able to go and watch their graduation as well. And then also from a teacher standpoint, they won't have to call in a sub on Monday for the senior class trip. So having it on Saturday, we are able to see Belfast graduation. People can go to church, have a traveling day, and then teachers won't have to worry about a sub. All in all.
Can I ask a quick question? You still have project graduation on a Sunday?
We would leave Saturday and come back Sunday.
Okay.
Did you say January 10th?
Did I? I meant June. Did I say January?
I like January.
I was January too, but I didn't do that.
Freudians.
I don't think the state will give us that waiver. We'll try.
Did I say January?
I guess my only question would probably be for the athletic director. Is there any chance of there being any state finals on that state championship games on that Saturday, in which seniors?
From my experience, the answer would be yes, simply because that is a date that they do have state championships on. Those would be played in the afternoon. You also could have the track state championship, which goes morning to usually late afternoon. So I guess that's something maybe that should be considered. Do you look at a later graduation? I guess that's something maybe that can be discussed, but I think the date is good. Maybe the time might need to be adjusted.
I mean, I have no problem with moving the day from Saturday to Sunday. It probably would be easier for a lot of households My only concern would be seniors that play sports and then have to say, well, am I going to graduation or am I gonna go play in the state championship?
Yeah, that's definitely something we need to talk to Mr. Williamson about.
Yep.
Alright.
So if it was approved, would you have any trouble with going, we'll say 6 or 7 o'clock at night? Would that interfere with you being able to leave on a trip?
Well, my only concern is we're planning on doing a cruise around Boston for our senior trip, and that'd be like a dinner cruise, so the later we do it, the later we get to Boston. But also, if we do it that late, we could probably do project graduation Sunday afternoon into Monday.
We could leave Saturday night, spend the night, and do the lunch cruise
Yeah.
in Boston.
Yeah.
You could do the lunch one?
It's cheaper.
It is cheaper.
It's cheaper. Oh, then it will interfere with Belfast.
Yeah.
Mary?
I've had graduations in the middle of the week in my past,
Ooh.
and that game thing has come up often. And I have found other schools to be very accommodating, but the only thing that I think will be a challenge is that cross-country usually,
Track.
track is usually not the accommodating one. But usually everything else will, and you probably know that too. So that would be the only thing. And I think the state meets aren't they decided pretty, we might be able to find that out pretty
The state
quickly.
meets will know because they have to, it's usually at a college and that's established well in advance.
That's right.
And what you're looking at is you're looking at a state championship in either baseball or softball. And I know that this past year, the championship state was at Bangor.
Mm-hmm.
So this year it'll go back down
St. Joe's.
south. It'll probably be at St. Joe's, probably a 1 o'clock game, which, would get them back later. Again, the date probably would be very accommodating, it's just the time that would have to be considered, which I don't think really, you don't think about all the little details, but that's one that does
Yeah.
come up. An evening graduation sometimes is quite beautiful on a, early summer night.
Mm.
You might wanna reconsider that January 10th.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Don't take this wrong, but personally, I don't care if it's Saturday or Sunday. It's the class,
Yeah.
the class should be able to choose what
And
they
I
want
agree
within
with that.
reason, as
Yeah.
long as it doesn't exclude somebody who may have, that's my only concern, that may be.
Right, the inclusion piece.
Right,
Mhm.
but,
So could we leave it with, we'll let the principal and the athletic director try to pinpoint dates down so that your senior class can meet and discuss it and further
The track outdoor state meet is 6/4.
6.
Oh, it is?
so
Oh, great.
it'd only be
And
baseball
the-
and soccer.
And I can probably find the baseball one.
Yeah.
I think the baseball one's actually after graduation, because last year we
Yeah,
went
that's
after
last
graduation.
year.
But the regional
The region-
Was-
might be,
the
but that's
regional
usually a
was-
Friday night.
At St. Joe's, and then we came back and played the states in
Right,
Bangor.
and it was after graduation. Those
Yeah.
boys came back after graduation.
But I think you're right on the first game was
Yeah.
at St.
I can
Joe's.
figure that out right now.
So I guess this article here doesn't make any reference to approval, so the board can't really approve anything at this time, but it seems like we have one question that we need to get answered as far as,
Playoffs.
anything, playoffs or anything like that, but
Yeah.
my suggestion would be get that checked out and bring it back to the next board meeting to change. We're
I'm
essentially changing the school calendar, which requires a board vote, so,
Mhm.
and a motion.
I'm on board with it, just as long as we can work out the details.
So we'll bring back the details to the board, but looking at that Saturday date, we'll just check the times with things that we're up against, is that what Ms. Raymond's checking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go to the MPA bulletin for baseball, they would have that right there.
Yep.
So I'd say if you could put this on the agenda for November, so.
Yes, yep, we'll get it all set.
November. Thank you.
If we can make sure it gets in the minutes that I tried to get them out on.
Duly noted.
Speaking of changes of dates, 12.2, consideration to change the date of the next two board meetings. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
discussion? Chris? Touch base?
What we're looking at is, the next board meeting is November 8th, which is election day and election night. Probably an important time for our country. I won't give you any political slant either way. And I know that people will be voting and also that buildings will be used. And then the one on the 22nd is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, which for some folks, you know, may be travel time or some other commitments. Our agenda is getting a little lighter as we move in towards budget season, which will make it get even longer. So maybe one board meeting in November on the 15th. Location for you to decide, but I'd recommend that we meet on the 15th
Well, we'll
and
have-
bring the 8th and the 22nd agendas into that meeting.
Yeah, it'll have to be at Searsport because that was our finance meeting also.
Okay,
No problem.
so then
So we'll move the
15th?
15th to a board meeting.
at Searsport,
The only other thing I would ask would be that we also utilize that meeting to discuss and hand out the superintendent's evaluation. Because typically we only end up with one meeting in December because of the holiday also. And I'd like to get that done sooner than later in December, instead of waiting until the last minute.
and I do know that they've got the evaluation process on new business
Okay.
Didn't we book,
next.
did we book 3 meetings for the, ahead of time for the,
Negotiations?
yeah,
Yes.
that doesn't affect any of those either, right?
They
No.
are- can't even find any now.
I think it's the,
They are Thursday the 17th, Monday the 28th,
Okay.
and Monday the 12th.
okay,
So there's a motion on the floor to move the meeting to November 15th,
15th.
one meeting in the month of November.
At 5 PM at Sears
5 p.m.
Finance, board at 6:30 at Searsport Union Hall.
Finance at 5 o'clock.
So
Correct.
moved.
second,
We've already had the motion.
that's what I
You
thought.
just-
All those in
Oh,
favor?
aye.
Thank you.
Yeah, we did.
Consideration approval of 2016-17 superintendent evaluation
Did it
process.
in a second.
Can I get a motion in a second?
So moved.
Second.
Is there something in the packet?
There should be. I don't see it. That was the online evaluation. Did Maryland send it online?
Yeah, I got mine on.
That was like a Survey Monkey where you fill in the
Mhm.
little dots and she does it for board members, staff, and, community. I think there's 3 processes.
I'm gonna leave that with Pete or Bill to hang up in the lobby here. I'll leave that here for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you need another one? Should we put one in?
I know board has a survey, staff, I know there's a couple staff members. There's a survey that goes to you for the superintendent, and I believe there's one other. Maybe it's,
I thought she sent in an email, but I don't seem to.
I didn't get one. She did.
I don't seem to have it. Collected agenda, revised material, draft agenda, board meeting. You said you received an email about it, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
What was the date? I can't see that.
maybe it was in this thing.
Right, they're checking them out as well too, huh?
Yeah, it's right here.
What's the date?
It's the most recent October 18th.
I got board meeting material and draft agenda.
Well, it's under the,
Draft
Oh.
agenda?
Superintendent's evaluation on the 25th.
it came with all the materials.
Oh, like that.
We've got plenty of students out there that come. Because I can't find it.
Remember, he said yes, that you might be able to change. I just want to remind you before I gave those notices out.
Did you find it?
I got it, yeah, I got it.
Been on load.
It's supposed to be.
We're just looking at it.
I'm going to, yeah. Well, I'm not ready yet, but yeah.
It's supposed to be.
No, you print it off and then you write it up. Oops.
Every time you folks send something over the internet, and I'm supposed to get it off the computer, I have to fly my grandson up from Atlanta to do it for me. Can I stop by the office and get one?
You've got, yes, the answer is yes, and any of these kids will help you.
He's got more frequent flyer.
So everybody
mileage.
good with that? Everybody good with that process?
Yeah.
Yes.
All those in favor? We've already discussed the date, time, and location of the next board meeting.
We've already done that, I think.
Bill, you probably wanna go home and watch the Cubs.
Yeah.
You wanna make a
Motion to adjourn? I just did.
Second.
All those in favor?